I know what you're thinking. Christmas is coming up and you have no idea what to get the gardener in your life. We tend to want to think of something very practical, but what do we get them? Do they already have everything? Do they have a certain seed company? Do they have a certain product that they prefer over another? We really don't know. But let me tell you that there's one idea that will be a hit every single time, and that they will be able to enjoy now and not just waiting until spring. And that would be an indoor gardening kit. It's very easy for us to make one, highly customizable, and we can put them together with really just a few very simple ingredients, or with just a few simple supplies. This is not a recipe, they're not ingredients. He thought it was funny. Okay, so to get started, you are going to want some kind of a container to hold your planters, and then you want your planters themselves. You're gonna need some tape.
You can actually customize it?
You can customize it, just hang on, I'll show you. Piece of cardboard, which this is literally just, we ripped a flap off of a box.
Yeah. Well, cut and flap.
Cut and ripped the flap, okay.
Well, oops.
All right, need some seeds. We will want, well, first off, we will want some envelopes that we can use to put the seeds in. You can gift an entire seed packet, but I will tell you, there are like probably over 100 chive seeds in here. Most people will not use an entire seed packet. What you can do is if you have multiple people that you are gifting to, you can use one seed packet to gift to a few people if you just have some of these little envelopes to put the seeds in. However, you will want some labels for putting on these envelopes so you know what is in each envelope when you gift it. And if you check out down below, I've got a link for how you can get some of these labels that I made.
You made those?
I made those.
Wow.
We want a piece of cork board that is going to help to absorb any moisture in the bottom of our one container here. I'll show you how to use that in a second. And then you will want, well, it's just a good idea in general to provide some kind of a seed label or plant label. I just have these relatively inexpensive plastic labels. However, you can get some really nice ones online that will really make the gift stand out. You want some scissors and a Sharpie. And then also you're going to need a drill with, shoot, my kids, there we go. Kids loosen my drill bit. This is about a 1/2 inch, now maybe, no, it's not a 1/2 inch. It's probably more like a 1/4 inch drill bit there. All right, so to get started, a couple of things we're gonna do first. Oh, and then I just have some nice little ribbon that you can use to dress it up as a gift. Now, we are going to use this cardboard towards the end, but I wanna go ahead and cut it. And this is going to go in the tops of our containers to help to hold our soil in when we are done. So what we want to do is take our Sharpie here.
Can I use it?
No, hang on. And we're just going to go around the outside of our container. And since I have 2 containers, I want to do 2 of these.
Is that going to be a cap or?
Yep.
Wow.
All right. So next, we're just going to use our scissors. And so this circle went on the outside of our container. However, the actual round piece I cut out is going to go on the inside of my container. So what I want to do is actually cut just to the inside of my circle. And you're probably going to have to adjust it a little bit once you have everything done to make sure it's the right size to actually fit. So don't cut it too small to start out with. And this might work better with an X-Acto knife. But, yeah, I wasn't thinking I would need it. Okay. Stop. All right, so now we're going to need to do the same thing with our cork board. We're going to go around the outside of the cork board with our Sharpie. I'm sorry, go around the outside of our container with our Sharpie onto the cork board.
Wow.
And you'll notice here, we've got about 1/4 of an inch thickness on this box. So we want to make sure that we're cutting just to the inside by about 1/4 of an inch. So I've got my scissors.
How easy is it?
And the cork board is a whole lot easier to
Let me cut it.
No, I want to make sure there's a straight line. So now we have our box. And I need to cut just a little bit more off. Corkboard does tend to be pretty messy. So this is a good project for either outside or over top of something. So you can collect all the little pieces that fall off. Now, you could put some wood glue in the bottom and glue this in. I am not doing that because there is the possibility that I will want to replace this corkboard at some point, and so I want it to be easy to take out, or fairly easy. I do have it wedged in there pretty good, which you can take the edge of your knife, or if you have an X-Acto knife, you can do this too, and just kind of shave the edge of that cork off so that it fits in there nice and tight. So now what this is going to do is anytime we water our plants, if any water has a tendency to come out of the bottom of the plants, it's going to get caught by this cork, and it's going to be less likely to get absorbed by this wood, which can then make the wood fall apart. All right, now when you are choosing containers for your herbs, you can really use containers from just about anywhere. These came from Michael's. I chose them because they had a nice depth, because you do want to have a certain amount of root depth for your herbs. But also they were really heavy duty. I got them on clearance. I think they were about 50% off. However, you will notice they do not have any holes drilled in the bottom of them, which is very important if we're talking about containers for plants. We need to make sure they have adequate drainage. So what we're gonna do, and I mean, you can take your tag off the bottom if you want to, is we have our drill.
Can I drill?
No, I'm drilling.
When?
You wanna make sure you have a bit that will actually drill into metal. And I'm just gonna do 3 evenly spaced holes on the bottom here. So you wanna make sure you're kind of straight up and down. Apply a little bit of pressure.
Wait, can I
oh, you're gonna take it off? All right,
yes.
you take it off for me.
Can I do one and you do one?
We'll see. All right, apply a little bit of pressure here. And just nice and easy.
Making the entire table vibrate.
Whoops. So let's talk about how to use a drill real quick. All right, if you need to open it up, you put it on a reverse. Just press the button a little bit so it opens up. Gonna put your drill bit in there, put it back onto forward. Hold your drill bit and the drill at the same time so it screws it onto there while you press the button.
Wow.
There you go. Wow, it's magic. Okay.
No, it's not.
Next hole. Let's see if we can do this the right way.
shavings.
I'm not worried about the shavings. Really? Okay. You want to try this one?
Yes. Okay. Ready?
You got it?
Grill it!
All right.
Now I just broke the handle.
No, we're good.
Oh, I thought
Ta-da! Now we have holes in the bottom. All right, I'm doing these.
Aw.
All right, so now we have our 2 containers with the holes drilled here. And we're just going to put some of our favorite potting mix. You can get a good quality organic potting mix at the store, or you can mix your own, whichever you prefer. You do want to make sure that you've got a dry mix. That way, if you're gifting this, you don't have to worry about anything spoiling, molding, rotting, anything like that.
Are you gonna mail any of that?
I'm not mailing this.
Oh.
It probably could be mailed, but you're gonna have to watch because the soil might spill out.
Oh.
All right, now, speaking of soil spilling out, we're going to take our pieces of cardboard.
Yay.
I did cut these down just a little bit so they'll fit in our containers here. And you're gonna pop that in there, and you really wanna just kind of push it down as far as you can so it's gonna hold that soil in. The other thing you can do, just as a precaution, is you can get just a little bit of tape and tape each side. So that way that cardboard is kind of stuck to the container. You could use packing tape. Packing tape is a much stronger tape. My concern with packing tape is that it wouldn't come off the container. And if you have any type of paint or finish on your container, it might end up peeling that off. So I'm gonna get my other piece of cardboard right there.
Now how are you gonna place the seeds down?
Well, we are not planting the seeds.
Who is?
Because we're giving this as a gift, and because our friends who are receiving the gift may not be ready to plant right away, we want to give them the flexibility to plant when they want. So we're going to give them the seeds, and then they will start the seeds when they're ready for them.
Oh.
All right, so
Mommy, what if you actually
hang on.
send it on Christmas?
If you send it on Christmas, it's not going to get to them in time for Christmas. All right,
Oh.
we're going to go ahead and set
What if
our
you use
containers
that as a
right
Christmas
here
present?
in our box.
What if you use that as a Christmas present?
It could be a Christmas present.
I want
Dun,
one.
dun, dun. You want one? Okay, I'll get you one for Christmas. All right, so now we have our seeds that we're going to gift as part of our kit. And I have chosen basil and chives. These are going to be grown in 2 separate containers because both of them tend to take up a good bit of space once they get established. But they both do very well indoors and in containers. What I want is I need this one, and then give me one more. Put those over there. All right, I've got these little envelopes that I got at Michael's, and I really like them because they've got these strings and they're just really cute. And then you can see I've got labels that I'm going to put on these envelopes. So I have my labels that I've made, and I have several different varieties on here so that I didn't waste a label sheet. You want to have your envelope here. And then you really want to be careful because these really do stick very easily. Turn this around here so you can see. All right, I want to line this up. These labels are slightly larger than the envelopes themselves. So I line them up with the bottom of the envelope, and then they end up overlapping onto the flap just slightly. Make sure this little disc of paper.
What is that disc of paper made out of?
Well, that's what, it's just brown paper,
Oh.
all right? So now I've got my label on there. Now what I can do is I can open my seed packets.
Mommy, are you going to use this?
Yeah, hang on. And if you can see, there are a lot of seeds. Here we go.
Let me see.
There are a lot of seeds down in that
Let
packet.
me see. Whoa, those look like sunflower seeds.
And your friend or family member is probably only going to plant about 3 or 4 seeds in that container.
Or 10.
Doesn't mean we're only going to give them 3 or 4 seeds, but they don't need the whole packet. So I can just put a few seeds in here. Close this up.
So who are you going to give those to?
I haven't decided yet. Maybe I'll give them to your aunt and uncle.
Oh.
All right. And now we have, there's our basil seeds.
Wow. What, do the chive seeds actually, are they edible?
Yes, but I wouldn't want to eat the seeds. Seeds aren't
Not
usually
the
very
seeds,
good for
not
eating.
the seeds, like the plant
Oh yeah.
itself.
You can have, you can actually have the flowers in a salad, or a lot of times people will chop up the green part and put them on baked potatoes.
Or I would just eat the entire plant.
Or you could just eat the entire plant.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Can I have that for Christmas?
Oh, you want me to give this to you for Christmas?
Yes.
This is your Christmas present?
Yes.
Okay.
And the Christmas present was for free.
So there you go. If you've got a kid that you don't want to buy them any more toys, you can just give them a gardening kit.
Yay. God, so open.
Okay, so we have our garden kit here. We have our box. We have our containers with our cardboard in there. We have our seed packets, which a couple different ways you could put this on here, but I'm just going to set them there for now.
You could just tape them on.
We could tape them on. I don't think I'm going to tape them. I think we're going to use the ribbon to help us here. And then I have my plant labels that I'm going to include a couple of those with my gift.
I have an idea to put them in. Come here.
No, I don't want to put them in the soil right now. All right, so
And we have ribbon.
we have ribbon. And what I want to do, because I want to make this look nice and festive, it is up to you how you want to wrap this. You can wrap them around the edges of the containers. You can go over the whole thing. I actually think I'm going to go over the whole thing, and then we can put the stuff on top. Does that sound like a good idea?
Yeah.
Okay. So
But
make sure we get a nice long ribbon here,
I want to decorate atlases.
plus a little bit. All right, well, hang on.
What's the other ones?
What's going to happen is I'm going to put out this video,
What's the other
and
ones
then
for?
I'm going to start getting phone calls and messages.
I want to do one for Grandma.
For Grandma? Okay. I'm going to start getting phone calls and messages from family members asking for one of these gardening kits. That's what's going to happen.
I'm going to hold up.
Y'all are getting cold. Okay, so let's put this in the center. Wait. All right, we've got handles, so I want to come up through the handles.
That's what I was doing.
Great minds think alike.
Yes.
All right, now keep in mind that these containers are not in here super tight, so they're gonna no, I will tie. They're gonna wiggle a little bit. Again, you can figure out ways around that. I wouldn't recommend using any tape or glue that's too strong. Let me see here, 1 second. And then of course, I would probably hand deliver this gift. If you want to mail it, you're gonna have to get creative for making sure the soil doesn't spill out.
Here's an idea. Put tape around the cardboard, and then like every time it tries to spill, the tape will catch the cardboard. And
Maybe. All right.
And
So here's what I'm doing. Is I've got my bow on here, which I will be the very first person to admit that my bows are not the prettiest.
I think every time
I put my plant markers actually inside of the bow, so they're part of it. I have some extra that I'm probably just going to leave like so. And then again, you've got your seeds here. You can either tuck your seeds under the ribbon here, or you can put them in front, however you like. But there we have our, oh, it's a little too loose. So there we have our gardening kit for your indoor herb garden. And
what are we gonna do with
you can either make it for yourself, make it for your family, make it for your kids, but everyone will enjoy getting this as their Christmas gift this year, and it's extremely practical and doesn't have to cost you a lot. So, and we have some seeds left over so we can make more. You guys have a good one, and I'll talk to you later.
Mommy, I want to plant these.